Hey guys, the MLB draft is in progress and the Cubs have made their selection. A little bit of a surprise to some, but it is Ethan Conrad, outfielder, Wake Forest. We're going to talk about it, tell you all you need to know. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, hit the bell. Let's get this thing started. Let's talk about the Cubs' first round pick. Peace, everybody. Mick Gillespie, Cubs Baseball Channel. Thank you for being here. And the Cubs have made their selection, and they go with Ethan Conrad of Wake Forest. They take him 17th overall, first round this year. Remember, last year was Cam Smith, traded him to the Astros, but the scouting department has to feel pretty good about it. He's been in the big leagues the entire season, and one of the quickest from his class to get there. So we'll see what happens with Conrad, who spent a year at Wake Forest after transferring from Marist from New York, right? He hit 267 and had a couple home runs and six batted in. A lot of people felt like he could possibly be the ACC Player of the Year. And then he had a shoulder injury, and he underwent a season-ending shoulder surgery in April. So he didn't get to go through his campaign. But the Cubs obviously liked what they saw with Conrad enough that they're going to take a risk on him in the first round. And I didn't see any mock drafts that had the Cubs selecting Conrad. But with that said, it's really difficult to figure out what a team's going to do in a baseball draft when you're not in the first five, six picks, when there's kind of no doubters, right? But Conrad is 21 years old. He's a left-handed batter. He has a ton of upside. That's what the Cubs are hoping. Maybe, one of these guys that just grows into being not just a big leaguer, but a superstar big leaguer. He really started turning heads in the Cape Cod League. That was where that's a college wood bat league where you use wooden bats, obviously, and he just hits well with it. The way that his swing works, quick hands and wrists, gets to the ball. He's also a big guy at 6'3", 220. Are you surprised that they took a left-handed outfielder? You got Owen Casey. You got Kyle Tucker. Does this mean that the Cubs are going to trade Owen Casey here? And this is kind of their insurance policy for trading Owen Casey. And I don't know. Does it have anything to do with that? I don't know. This is the first outfielder taken in the draft. And but he's somebody that's hurt. Who knows if the shoulder surgery means that we won't see him until spring training, but he's got very limited experience at the Division I level, so you don't really know how he was going to look over the course of time. But the scouts saw him and thought enough of him to go ahead and give him that. The other thing that is good is that the offensive potential. Obviously, the size and the ability to make contact. I heard ESPN saying, "Hey, maybe you needed to get the ball in the air a little bit more." A lot of ground ball contact, but the Cubs may also be looking to save their allotted bonus pool money by signing someone like Conrad. He's going to be less than the slot value, allowing them to use their money somewhere else, and I think that's really interesting for you. That's something that could potentially happen, and it is a strategy that you see in the draft. Remember, they did that when they got Kyle Schwarber. He was under slot. Turned out to be a pretty good pick, right, out of Indiana that year. So he's a slugger. They're hoping that will continue. They think that he'll be able to hit. He was ranked the 28th player in the class. They obviously took him in the 17th round. He hit 389, 9 home runs, 13 triples, and had 4 in one game at one point. Did that in Marist. Then went to the Cape Cod League where he hit 385 there. And then, he's just big and strong. And the Cubs felt like, hey, you know what? This is a guy that we can do some stuff with. He's got a good arm. He can play the corner outfield spots. They think that he can play some center field as well. From most reports, arm strength's about average, but can throw it a little bit. And we'll see what happens. It's interesting to see the Cubs kind of go back to another outfielder when they have a lot of outfield depth in their system, but a lot of that depth's in AAA, right? When you talk about Alcantara and you talk about Casey, right? And is Christian Franklin somebody they consider? I mean, these are all different kind of outfielders, but this was the selection that they went with. I was a little surprised, but with that said, I'm not downing the pick. I don't know enough about him to really tell you one way or the other. There were a bunch of guys coming out of the University of Tennessee that look very promising. They've had 3 drafted in the first round. Obviously some of the guys at the top of the draft you weren't going to get a chance to get, being in the 17th pick. But this may be part of a strategy where the Cubs get value for this down the road. And it could have been, hey, we like this guy, we like this guy, we like this guy. We can go with this guy, and then we can save some of that bonus pool money and pull the trigger on someone that maybe other teams can't afford down the line. So that's where we are. That's the pick. Ethan Conrad out of Wake Forest. And again, shoulder surgery, how does that play into it? Are you a little worried that you took a guy in the draft that's coming off a shoulder surgery? There's at this point, there's a lot of procedures that help you get through those shoulder surgeries. There was a time when if you had a shoulder surgery, you were in big trouble. Those days are over. So obviously they feel like he's going to recover from that. And before he signs, they'll do a full physical with him as well. So that's it. All right. Ethan Conrad out of Wake Forest. Wake Forest has become one of the best schools in college baseball. And the Cubs take the first outfielder with that selection. So they went infielder with Cam Smith. They went infielder, Matt Shaw before that. And now this year they go outfielder with Ethan Conrad. All right, guys, thank you. Tell me what you think. We'll keep an eye on the rest of the draft. Obviously, we'll do some more videos when it starts to materialize. Didn't want to be on here long, just enough to tell you, hey, that's what's going on right now. Get in the comments section. Tell me what you thought. Are any of you guys really versed on this? Have you seen him play? Because he didn't play a whole lot at Wake Forest because of the injury. But he was highly touted and obviously somebody that the Cubs really like. The stroke, the swing, it kind of has to me, has a little bit of that Kyle Tucker look to it, like this just from the video clips that I've seen, really quick to the ball. And obviously he's got pop potential. All right. Thanks, guys. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Thanks for being on the Cubs baseball channel. And we will talk to you tomorrow. Go Cubs.